round. Oh, I can't move and disarm because surprise round. Put some acid so it dies. Closer, shoot the other one.
Die!
More acid damage. Thaddeus can't charge from here apparently. Okay. Yeah, this has a voice. Ah, I may have forgotten to turn that off when I respec the dragon forms. Yep. Okay, what is this? Tragic booty. Right, leopard. Right. Oh, he double killed. Fucking cat. So insane, man. All right. Accuracy boost on Miklas seems really solid. I want to disarm this trap, but I can easily wait till after the fight. Let's go not over the trap. Yeah, OP, yes. Go closer. Identify it. Shoot it with the bow.
Out of my way!
Is single shot. Oh, I mean, that's a double shot portion of like multi attack, whatever the fuck it's called. Troll swinging on us.
You should have run! Smear them.
A solid plan.
Run them through!
Alright, let's go ahead and get buffs up here.
Let us bide our time.
I'm up for an adventure.
I hit the wrong guy with the blessing? No. Okay.
Our duty calls.
Great. I just turned that off and it just auto cast it again. Kind of annoying. I mean, I tried to literally do that manually and couldn't get it to go. More troll hounds over there. I guess we should clear that out.
Clear. Our duty calls.
Time to stretch me muscles.
Have we used the intimidate portion of the archer build yet? No. Next level it comes online, right? Right now I have to spend actions, or level 10 it comes online or something. Right now I have to spend actions to do things, right? The problem is that if I understand it 100% correctly, because I might not. It's possible I'm just not doing it as opposed to not understanding it, but I think it's okay. Any shaken, frightened, or panicked opponent hit by you this round is flat-footed, which is great later, but we don't have any way to make them shaken or frightened on an attack roll right now. Intimidating prowess is, if I want to do that, I think the way this game works is that I don't know this, so I might be wrong, but I think it works that your bet with multi-attacks, you don't really have the option of being like, I'll use attack number 1 to intimidate and attack 2, 3, and 4 to shoot, right? So what I actually have to do is I have to have some sort of rider on the attacks. I think I have to full action shoot, and it shoots all of my rounds is what I think happens. So I don't think I can, is the shorter answer.
Let's hear you cry!
So I'd have to spend my entire, like this round maybe actually be okay because we only get the one shot because it's a surprise round. I could maybe intimidate there or something, but I'm pretty sure this all just comes online later. I don't need dazzling display. It's a Slayer. Slayer just eats out of it. Just gets straight to Dreadful Carnage. Is the point of the build. Only triggers on killing an enemy. Yeah, we'll see. Not that I disagree that it only triggers on killing enemies. It's just that we'll see how useful or not useful it is. I think it's an AoE, and I think it's going to be very useful. It's not the intimidate build we initially imagined, which was having that online a lot earlier and having single target things matter. But I think it's still going to be good. But we'll see shortly. All right, a couple more troll hounds. Troll hounds are, I think, are a little under leveled for us right now. I don't know what level they are. Yeah, they're level 4. Can't do anything about that though. This is what they've given me, so we will delete it.
Die!
Told you. Yeah. Not quite shortly, not wrong. Not wrong. Yeah, region with the charge? I think we can fix that.
Forwards!
There we go. Dude, it's good and bad there. Actually shouldn't have been a charge. I should have walked in a little bit closer and then attacked because of finishing cleave. I forget that charge just brings me at the maximum distance from my target with charge. Didn't know I could creep after charging. Oh, I can't. All right, Nicholas. Delete. Delete, delete.
Out of my way!
Not quite.
I'll split you in half.
Oh, didn't attack at all.
Way.
Not sure why. Asking me mirror images.
Aim carefully.
Strike! This strike! My masterpiece!
Alright, let's figure out what else was in this room. I looted Trollhound. Oh, is that what I did instead of attacking? Okay. That makes sense, I guess. Alright, let's rebuff mirror image. And we want to open this.
I'll go ahead. The road awaits.
Does anyone require my counsel?
No, trolls are very low AC. And actually, I've been mostly, I wanted to say this yesterday after we fought the ranged Albies, right? Mostly I like that there's enemies. There's some high AC enemies. There's some enemies that don't have high AC but have a shit ton of HP. You know, I think the problem is right now that the trolls are kind of balanced around their regen being a problem. And their regen just doesn't matter. Like 5 HP per round is like nothing, right? If it were like 20 a round, maybe it'd be a little bit more impactful. But they're pretty easy right now. Just try Metal Dwarf. Yes. So, okay. So we want to turn off... So I don't... Okay, the problem is this, right? Not that. That's okay. Problem is I don't really understand how these interact together. It looks like by turning that off, this is now -2. Is this because they are both infusions? I don't understand why this discounts this by 2 like, fully. I can leave infusion on? Yeah, I don't understand what the fuck is going on with that. It's just a really confusing like set of things there. Blade is infusion, bowling is infusion. I can have both infusions on and they both get discounted. I have -1 from passive, sure, but these are 2 each, right? Like this is off, this is 2. Like why isn't this only reduce? Okay, this, oh, it literally reduces by 2. Doesn't make any sense then. If I have -2 from passives, shouldn't this be 0? I mean this, okay, the number here 2 is the current adjusted cost in terms of burn on it. The fucking number when I hover it says 1. And when I turn this on, which reduces it by 2, it goes to 0. What? Alright, so we've got all numbers covered under 3. No interaction seems to matter for those. The trip is free from passives. Okay.
I shall not fail.
Good luck knowing what the fuck is happening.
Let us be careful.
Oh look, this is the area. Very bright out here. Go back inside.
The path is clear.
Cool tip for blade is wrong. Yeah, that makes it more complicated, not less complicated, unfortunately, Joas, because what that means is if I look at what the game is telling me, it's wrong. And it's wrong repeatedly in like different ways. So I never know how these interactions are working. And the problem is, it's a set of interactions that are going to be how determines how good this character is, right? Like it's going to be like, okay, in this situation you want to use this set of interactions, in this situation the other set of interactions. So I guess we're going to fucking find out. Oh, I missed loot. Oh no, it's down here. Okay. Stop fucking mage handing this shit.
Let's head out.
Any of our buffs wearing? Yeah, we lost our first round of buffs. 40 seconds on bull strength. Not yet. I guess we're a little bit out still. Another key. It's our second key. Commander's Journal. First half of the Commander's Journal. Fourth Commander of the Bronze Shield Fortress. Let me just skim it real quick, see if there's anything of interest. And waiting, and waiting, and waiting. Disturbing news from Rosslyn. Hordes of barbarians plunder its land. Lords beg for help that no one is able to give them. We scarcely have enough resources to keep the garrisons of the fortress. If Rosslyn falls, what happens to the trade? Who in the whole world will need the shield road? So the pages are missing. Oh, dwarves, history has moved on past you, huh? Okay. Only blade, the others are working. Alright, we'll take a second to look at this. I've got a little bit of patience still this morning, so let's try to apply it to this class. Okay. So, by being Earth Kineticists, we've converted our long-range attacking spell into a summoned weapon that we strike with. Every turn we have to summon it, but it's part of the attack action, I believe. Alright, Elemental Blade. I think that's this. The first level gains Kinetic Blade form Infusion. I think Infusion in this game... Is an Infusion an extraction? Is an Infusion like... I don't know if Infusion here means spell-like ability or if it's some subset of spell-like abilities. It may just be text in terms of what it's calling it. You can't use a Kinetic Blast without the Kinetic form Infusion or an Infusion that lists Kinetic Blade as a prereq. So we discounted this. So now it costs 0 burn to use her attack. Then what? Okay. You form a weapon using your kinetic abilities. You create a non-reach, light, or one-handed weapon in your hand of pure energy and elemental matter. Okay. You use this form Infusion as part of an attack, a charge action, or a full attack action in order to make melee attacks with your kinetic blade. It says it costs burn 1. Don't know what burn 1 here means, since presumably we just said that it costs burn 0. So maybe this ability impacts that ability. Like this modifies that ability, possibly. Maybe this is 0. Okay. Third level, we get this super useless ability that lets me use a reaction as a main action. It lets me use a react, because they don't have a reaction system in this game, so this essentially makes me pre-cast reactions, which sucks. But it does stay until it gets debuffed, so maybe it's okay. But anyways, I haven't liked it so much yet, but it's okay. All right, user con instead of her int when qualifying for combat feats. I don't know what this means really. It's a prerequisite waiver, but I don't know which feats it refers to. I don't know what a combat feat is compared to a regular feat, and I don't know which ones require int. All right. She's proficient with medium and heavy. This is a he, the text is she. Kind of awkward to read it, but whatever. Gains the elemental defense ability at 4th rather than 2nd. I don't know what the elemental defense ability is. That's fine too. All right. We get earth. And earth again. These are like some subspec of elements. Started with weapon finesse. Weapon focus. So weapon finesse makes our blade based on dex to hit. It is a light weapon, so we do get that. It makes it actually, I think it makes it take the better of the two. So hitting with dex is fine. Then we have weapon focus kinetic blast is plus accuracy with that weapon. That's fine. We have we add Dex to our CMB, which is our trip modifier. Seems solid. If we were trying to trip seems like a fucking scam. Can't really say anything about that. And we have outflank for accuracy. All that makes sense. Okay, we get 2 elements. Don't really know what having 2 elements does for us yet. Don't really know what having 1 element does. I don't know what the opportunity cost was of picking Earth. Presumably not getting the other ones, but I don't know what the other ones were. Okay. All right. We get specialized feats, presumably from Earth domain, but these are then instead of air domain or red or fire domain or whatever else. And we took from these specialized ones, we picked up trip and greater trip. Now we have 3 feats worth of bonuses applying to our trips. So we're at a +2, +2 again. No, +4, +2, +2 again. And we get an attack of opportunity, which this character can't use because this character doesn't get to use attack of opportunity because his weapon unsummons every round. Yeah, but I'm trying to make sure I understand all the bonuses, right? We have +6 on this, Joas, from feats. So we've taken 3 feats to get +6 on tripping, and we still can't fucking trip anything. This is beginning to make me think that trip is not the build we want to do. Okay. We get a rock. We get a rock friend that we pretend is a rabbit, which is sad. Gives us bonus to initiative and perception roll. And again, this is out of a subset of specific feats restricted to the Earth domain. Now, I got a question. If we didn't go Earth here, is everything the same except I'm not taking trip, I'm taking something else? Because maybe we need to respec this guy out of Earth, and maybe I need to look at what other options there are. Because trip is kind of scammy right now. All right, we get Bowling Infusion. Okay, Bowling Infusion at level 5. It cost me 2 burn. I haven't seen anything that says this gets discounted unless this discounts all infusion. It says it just discounts blade form infusion. So this should be 2 burn. You bowl your foes over with the sheer mass of your Kinetic Blast. Attempt a trip combat maneuver check against each target damaged by your infused blast using your Constitution mod instead of your Strength mod to determine your CMD bonus. We got a sick fucking con bonus. We get Dex added to it. And we get triple bonuses off feats. So we get 2, 2, 4, 7 to our CMD, or whatever the fucking the offensive version of CMD is called. Doesn't we're only getting 7, but 7's not right? We should be getting 7 plus 4 plus 4. We should be getting plus 15. We need to look at some of these numbers when we try this again in combat to see if it has anything to do with what we're doing. I don't know what the +1 is. But anyways, doesn't matter. We'll keep going through this. What I don't understand... Okay, we'll keep looking through these to see this. But right now, Bowling Infusion should cost 2, according to what we've just read. It costs 0 in reality, but I don't know why. We'll get there in a minute, though. Okay. Kinetic Blast. This just upgrades the damage off my primary attack, including the weapon. I think there's a lot of text here for saying that. I think a big part of that isn't actually right. It's talking about the ranged versions of this. Something here. So Composite Blasts. We don't know what Composite Blasts do yet. But I don't really know. We've chosen Earth twice. We've chose Earth again here. And it was talking to me about like combinations of stuff. So I don't know what choosing Earth again did here. I'll talk about the pros and cons of what I like about this class in a minute too. Anyway, so okay, let's take a look at the other things. Infusion Specialization. At the 5th level, whenever a kineticist uses 1 or more infusions with a blast. Okay. I think this is considered a blast infusion. I think since it essentially is just a rider on my blast attack. Now, it's not really a blast because it's a fucking kinetic blade, but our blast becomes a kinetic blade. This is a rider on kinetic blade. Presumably this applies to that. This is still only a -1. I think. So now we're at -1 for Bowling Infusion, but Bowling Infusion never costs us shit. So let's see if there's further modifiers down this tree. Okay, this is also going to go down again. Next level, we get another point of reduction. Okay, Earth Blast. I don't know what this is. I think this is just our... I don't know why it would show us our infusion again. We'll see. Okay. Okay. Finally, Elemental Overflow, which seems like a cool ability, but the way it's implemented in this game is absolutely atrocious. At the third level, Kineticist surges energy from her current chosen element whenever she accepts burn. In addition, she receives a bonus on her attack rolls with Kinetic Blast equal to the total number of points of burn she currently has, so a maximum of +1 for every 3 Kineticist levels she possesses. So this is passive accuracy. And a size bonus. Do 2 physical attributes of our choice. Although I don't think she actually gets bigger. I don't think we take size penalties. I think we just get size bonuses. But it probably means it doesn't stack with other size bonuses in terms of what type of bonus category it is. There's also a chance to ignore either sneak attack or critical hits that goes up based on the number of points of burn we've absorbed. Yeah. That scales over time for a million fucking things. Now, it's kind of weird that it says this, right? Because if you look at the way the rest of these work, all this is, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that is literally the scaling of that ability over time, over levels. Shouldn't this one also have these at first, at 3rd, 6th, 16th? Like, shouldn't I have a bunch more things in this fucking line just being consistent with their own, you know, structure of this tree? I don't know. Okay. And we have Flesh of Stone. This is another just like riding ability, comes online at level 4. This is the one giving us all the DR, I think. Okay. And finally, we have Earth class skills. All right. So what I've learned from this is our Kinetic Blast started at 1. Got immediately reduced to 0. Added 2 for Bowling Infusion. Gets reduced by 1 for Infusion Specialization. And probably reduced again by 1 for Gather Power, which is either a walking or not walking. Now what this should mean is if I have... but this is not the case, because if I had Infusion auto-clicked, which I do, that should mean whenever I move and attack somebody who is a movement away, it should be Infusion 1, right? It should be costing me burn 1 rather, for Bowling Infusion. Because we're only getting, we have 1 plus 2, which is 3, -1, -1, which should be 1. But we don't get 1 burn when we do that. That I'm aware of. I mean, we check the next fight to see. Okay. So, the next problem is this. Different levels of gather. Sure, but it's still, we shouldn't be able to take gather actions if we're moving and attacking, right? That's the point. We don't have gather when we do that, because there's 3 forms of gather. There's... well, that's medium gather right now. But we've got dirt cheap gather, which takes your move. We've got full gather, which takes your move and your attack. And we have whatever the next level of gather is, which presumably takes your firstborn child and your full action. Maybe. I've never actually been able to get either of these ones to work, because it seems to just like take my turn and then it's like a next turn thing, which seems insane to me, but I don't know. But this is not currently generating burn for us, right? So if I do this off, this should be 2. Now, also the fucking nomenclature on this is terrible, right? Which is, this shows me a 0, which is the current cost of this ability. If I turn this on, which reduces by 2, this one goes to 0. This one, which says it costs me burn, has no number that changes whatsoever ever. Why? Shouldn't that also change based on when I move these around? We know it costs 2. We know it's discounted by 1. 2 minus 1 is still 1. Default should be 1, right? But it's costing it 0, and I don't understand why. So This is the problem. Like, I look at these things and I think I roughly understand what they're telling me they do, but I have no idea how to calculate the costs. Can't attack with bowling its riding. Sure. But it says it has a burn of 2. Okay, so this has a cost of 2. This number, which was 2 with bowling activated, is 2 with bowling unactivated. Shouldn't that be 4 with bowling on and 0 with and 2 with bowling off? Or shouldn't this modify that then? Like, watch. Okay, I'll show you the fight here again. All right, so we have a fight coming up here. We'll take this real quick. I'll show you what I mean about the walking thing, right? So, okay.
I've spotted something.
And trap's kind of annoying. We'll back up. All right, there's the fight. Sure. All right. What do we have here? Let me just take the fight. Rackus. It's probably a faulty interface, sure, but it's a very complicated character, right? He's got like 15 rows of like, or realistically like 9 or 10 rows of text, and they all modify each other, and the tooltips don't use the correct terms because they use generic terms. They use generic kineticist terms, not Earth kineticist terms. And then additionally, even after we try to account for that, we still have no fucking idea what sometimes they seem to be doing what they should be doing, and sometimes they don't. But it's a very challenging interface to navigate. Just try to figure out what the hell's going on with that. Can't trip flying creatures, no ceilings. All right.
Attack!
So, okay, so this is the guy I'm talking about. All right, right now. So, we got some problems here, right? Which is I have this weapon activated. I'm kind of curious to see how this works. But I don't really understand this. This is our second level. I think this is going Earth. We now, correct me if I'm right. So we had Earth Blast, and Earth Blast was our level 1 Earth specialization of Kineticist. And now we have Metal Blast, which is our level 2 specialization. It's Earth plus Earth equals Metal, I think. Okay. Now I think what this means, if I'm stationary here, this is currently 2, but if I turn on Gather Power low, I don't know why it goes to 1. Isn't this supposed to be... Earth Blast is costing 0, is basic blast, right? This one, agreed. So metal is costing 2. It says 1 when I hover it, but sure. Let's say it costs 2. Is 2 the base cost? Or is 2 the modified cost? Because don't we have 2 other things that modify that in our thing? So it doesn't, again, if we go to our abilities in the class, so what is the base cost of metal? 4? 2? Summary. Which summary? The summary? There's unmodified Kinetic Blade, which is the first one of 1, right? And where's Metal Blast? No, that says burn cost 1. Okay. So it's the same cost as Kinetic Blade, but it's not discounted by this one, I think. Blade form infusion. Can't use her Kinetic Blast without the Kinetic Blade form infusion or infusion that lists Kinetic Blade as a prerequisite. So we still don't really know what the fuck anything this means. We'll keep going. We'll keep going with where I think this was going. Okay. So I still don't know. Is the base cost of that 2 or 1? And then which one modifies it? But I feel like all of these still don't make sense, right? Because, okay, we say base cost is 2. Sure. Reduced by 1 goes to 1. Makes sense. Remove this. Nothing should change. Don't know why. Metal 2? What do you mean it's metal 2? Or do you mean metal cost is 2? Home base is 1. You get a discount to make it 0 as part of my class progression. You add bull, it adds 2. But this number doesn't change when I turn bull or not, off or on, right? I should be able to turn bull, according to your logic. If I turn bull off, which I've just done, this should go to, it should be now free, which it isn't. Okay, metal's 2 by default. But 2 by default modified twice by each of our discounts. Remember, we have 2 discounts on this character for burn cost. The first of those burn costs is this one, and I don't know if this applies to metal or not. I feel like it ought to, but it may not, maybe because we're not using the basic one anymore. And the second one is this one we picked up here, which is 1 reduction as well. So it feels like this should be, and I don't understand why it says burn 1 here. If the base cost of this is 2 and then it gets discount, shouldn't this say burn 2 and then it should show 0 on the interface when I've subtracted 2 from it? But now I've subtracted 2 from 1, still at 1, and when I remove this 2, which adds 2 to it, the number doesn't change. So what is it possibly attempting to tell me with this interface? It could be bugged, but I'm trying to make sense of it and I can't. Also, why did this now disable my Metal Blast by doing that? I just did a bunch of non-actions and it just disabled my fucking Metal Blast. What we're missing is passive information for the basic blast. I used 2 burn on that makes sense. Not I would have gone with Ferdina's belief and been wrong. No, you're right, because you're limited to the amount of burn you can accept. Although I thought it was based on level. Yeah. So we can only accept 2 levels of burn right now. But now if we want to pull this weapon, it's a free action apparently now. No, it took our move weapon. We can still 5-foot an attack here. Can't go below 1. All caps. The last line on the second buff says it can't go below 1. I assume when you say second buff, you actually mean second discount? No, it says it can't go below 0. Which would make sense. Alright, let me see if I can catch up with Joe's stuff. What we're missing here is the passive information for basic blasts. Possibly. Now if I turn this off and turn this on, let me do it this turn? Probably not. Alright, I'll take his turn in a minute. Again. But anyways, I have no fucking clue from that.
Run them through.
Still. Leveling information is showing me Earth Blast that's costing. Okay, what are we using if it's not? We're using Metal Blast. You're telling me the tooltip for Metal Blast is showing Earth tip information?
Don't hold back!
Alright, we've got 2 guys who need acid to die here.
Aim carefully.
Oh, I think that just shot him. And the leopard, coup de grace? Yeah, coup de grace, that one, leopard. Cat, good cat. Alright. So, not having similar information for Metal Blast is just missing. So this is not Metal Blast then. Nothing to do with Metal Blast. So if this were Metal Blast, it should say like 2 or something. And what's the base cost of Metal Blast? Base cost of Metal Blast is 2. Okay. So base cost of Metal Blast is 2. Don't we have 2 modifiers that increase that to 0? Yes. Okay. So then the question becomes, if the base cost of Earth Blast is 1, reduced, yeah, 2 plus 1 is 3, minus 2 is 1, but these 2 together cost 0. Doesn't make any sense. Base cost of this is 2. 2 plus 2 is 4, minus 2 is fucking 2. Base cost of this goes to, says 2 right now, but doesn't change when I make bowling. No, only gather power can reduce the base cost of a Metal Blast. Is not an infusion. But is the Kinetic Blade a infusion? Does that makes sense from Naya Fairy there? Because this one, it triggers on fusions. Maybe the tooltip is right. That's blade form infusions only. But this one also says only infusions. Oh, infusions with a blast. So only this one is applying to burn. So then it would be 2 minus 1. Why it costs 1, 0 if we get to gather.
This waiting bores me.
Kinetic Blade is an infusion that makes my blast a melee attack. Sure. Normally costs 1, but you get minus 1. I'm with you so far, Naya. Let me disarm some traps while we're doing this.
Knowledge is the key to victory.
Metal with low and earth with bowling.
I need to concentrate.
Why is the... But bowling is 0 with earth. Without low. Bowling and earth combined are just 0. Unless we're getting burn add that I haven't been noticing. Because I haven't been leaving a gather on.
Never stop learning.
Everyone counts on me.
I just turned off Ledgerman, then cast it, and it just fucking does it anyways. It's so annoying. Let's just test it. Okay, we have to get a fight that has more than 1 round, which we might not get right now. But yes. Okay, but you guys are starting to sense maybe getting a sense of why I'm getting frustrated with this class. Because every time I try to understand it, I get contradictory information about those things, right? Not necessarily from chat, but just from what we're dealing with. Like the tooltips are abysmal for this class, which is crazy because it's a fucking DLC class. In other words, they had an entire DLC that essentially added this goddamn class. You'd think they'd get the tooltips on it. All right, so what do we currently have active right now? No gather, 2-point Metal Blast. We don't want. If I switch fucking, and this is atrocious by the way, if I switch between Metal Blast and Kinetic Blast, it takes my move action to do that. So I'm pretty sure right now, but I might... So I want to use Earth Blast here, because I don't want to accept burn for this. But now I can't attack this. Again, we're looking for a multi-round fight there, but I'm just making sure that I understand.
A solid plan.
hear you cry.
Trollhound is a targeting dummy. Oh, you mean when it's down? Wouldn't have been a terrible idea. Wouldn't have been a terrible idea at all. Alright, have we already been in this room? So we've already pressed one of these plates. Last time we just pressed it. I guess we're pressing it again. Alright, press all the plates. Maybe we just have to press 3. Maybe it makes a bridge eventually. We could try it on our own characters too. We can, like, for example, okay, we can try it when we down this guy. A couple guys over there will take the fight real quick. If it's an easy fight, we'll just do what you suggested. Oh, it's a named guy. Grundy. Is this the boss that we were dealing with a second ago? Might have been. I think we just lost our rounds of buffs. We should take a rebuff real quick.
Keep your wits about you.
Let us bide our time.
Blur's still active here. Blur's still active there. Your images are still up, so we only need half rebuffs. We did drop field.
The road awaits.
And reduce person here.
I shall not fail.
And
Does anyone require
dex.
my counsel?
Shit, endurance rather there.
Let us bide our time.
And dex there. Alright, so what should I... The testing I'm mostly interested in is with the Metal Blast, right? So I can enable Metal Blast right now. And just do that. At least we'll have that weapon out when we start. We're at 4 burn. I really would like to get this fucking sorted out so I fucking understand what the hell's going with this class. Okay, Earth 0, sure. Bowling 2, sure. Blade 1. -1 passive. -1 again equals 0. See, that doesn't make sense, right? Because what you've just added is you've added 2 plus 1 and subtracted 2 and gotten 0. Turns out that 3 minus 2 is in fact 1. So your first one doesn't make any sense at all to me. But it's still 0 even without low. Watch. Okay, we'll show you. Okay.
Tread lightly. Our duty calls.
Yeah, I know what you mean when you say low. You mean gather power. Yep. I'm telling you, I don't have low gather power on the dwarf, and it's still 0. I should probably treat this fight as a real fight too. Probably. I can't move and cast in this round. We could haste. Kind of don't. Yeah, maybe I don't have to treat this as a real fight. Yes. Well, I want to show you that your math so far is wrong, because what you've said is 3 minus 2, and it should be 3 minus... what you're actually saying is it should be 3 minus 3 with collect infusion. That's how you get 0. And at the moment, we are getting 0 without that. So we're getting 3 minus 2 and still getting 0, which is why I'm very dubious to move forward, because until we solve that, it still hasn't made any sense at all, right?
Die!
Got to transfer my thing. Okay. So here, we still have the stupid blade on, annoyingly. We just we wanted to do that, though. Okay. So if I turn this on and then charge... this should add 1 burn, right? We all agree we're not getting gather power low. We all agree this is 2, this is free, and we get... or this is 1 base, that's 2 base, we're subtracting 2. We don't have gather. It should be 1 burn, we should go to 5 burn. Okay, still at 4 burn. So we can just flat out rule out the idea that gather power is somehow involved with reducing them. Yeah, Mike Rutch, thanks for the compliment. I had a fun one with that. I didn't feel like so much I was trying to smack the host down as I sometimes end up on PKA where I'm ending up in a situation where we're just talking like, you know, like trivia and like current like events and current TV shows. And it's just I kind of get a bit bored with it. So having like a kind of a discussion that has a bit more to it tends to keep it interesting for me. I don't think I was smacking the host down. I just think I was engaging in some conversation that was interesting. All right, so we can try this in other ways too, Joas. But that's what I'm saying. Like I don't get how. I thought this is supposed to have burn costs associated with it. And it doesn't seem to have any costs associated. So we'll try some stuff in a second. Okay. All right. Anyways, we'll keep the fight going. Sorry guys. I know this is probably super boring for those of you who don't want to hear about the fucking the inner workings of a kineticist, but I'm desperately trying to figure out how this character works on my team that I'm using to decide if I want to get rid of it or not. Because right now I'm kind of like, what the fuck is happening with this character? All right. Anyways, more damage for Thad. Not even the devs know. Hope that's not the case. Okay. So I guess we're gonna kill the big guy, and then try to let the troll be alive, but at 0 health, so we can test some attack rounds here. That seems reasonable. All right. In that case, a snowball.
Forwards!
Gotta be careful because Miklas will just automatically switch to the next target when he's killed one.
Out of my way!
Okay, but he missed it. Good. Yeah. So we can now test on this. That was possibly the troll lord too. I'm not sure. I can't remember his name exactly. It might not have been. But it was a named troll, presumably harder. Okay, who are we on? We're on Tragic Booty. We're on exactly who we want to be on here. We have the wrong attack, so we don't quite understand why Bowling Infusion isn't adding 2. We get why this would be 0, and the fact that the tooltips don't change makes me wonder if they're giving us Bowling Infusion entirely for free. Alright, we're going to pull out Metallic Blade. We should now be able to attack with it, because it took our weapon action to do that. If we attack with this right now, we turn off Bowling Infusion. Let's just take that out of the equation for a second. What is this supposed to do? This is supposed to be 2 burn minus 1, right? 2 base minus 1. Because it gets the bonus off of one of our abilities, but not both. I think, if you guys are telling me that. If I understand what you're telling me. It doesn't get this bonus, but it gets that bonus. So it should be 1. We're at 4.
Smear them.
Currently at 6, so it gave us 2. It did not do 2 minus 1. It did 2 minus 0. Okay. Alright. Be 1 plus 2 minus 1? What's the 1 plus 2 minus 1? I mean, what you just described, Rodile, is the behavior we just saw, but I don't know why. We didn't turn Trip on. We left Bowling Infusion out of the equation. 1 from Blade, minus 1 from Blade, plus 2 from being metal. Is that how that's considered? No, but you're missing one. You're missing one of the minuses. You're still wrong, Rodile, right? Because there's if you want to say plus 1 from Blade, then we get the discount from having the discount to Blade, right? Right? Because if you're thinking it's a Blade attack, we get the class discount to Blade attacks right there. Right? That discounts that. We'll keep, I mean, I guess everyone else is just skipping, right? We're going to take some time to figure this the fuck out. Fine. Don't need to move them.
Aim carefully.
Blade is 1, then you get minus 1 from the class, but you not get the other minus 1. But why wouldn't I get the other minus 1? If you guys are hearing that answer, great. By all means, feel free to fucking enlighten the rest of us, because I'm not getting any of these answers that make sense yet. Let's down this thing. Alright. Where's Mick? There. Okay, we're up to Tragic Booty again. Alright. So currently we have 6 burn. We really don't want fucking 6 burn, by the way. But anyways. So this is 2. if we add bowling, it should go to 4, right? Although we can only accept 2 burn. Why would it go to 3? You think it would be 3 because you think bowling is... You guys think this is 2 not discounted by anything, and you think this is 2 discounted by 1? What you think is happening here? So then what we should see on this is half infusion gives us 1, full infusion, full gather gives us 0 on this. And then if we add this, it should still be 1 because it's the 2 minus 1. All right, I don't know how the full works yet, or the full thing here. Can we even attack this round? No. So it shows me this. We're not even getting an attack here. Now, this is going to be really problematic too, because although right now we would just never use that ability, I think hypothetically what we're supposed to be able to do is once we get the second class bonus at 8, that's supposed to have a discount of 2, aren't we supposed to be able to use our new fancy blast? So shouldn't that, if this bonus, which is supposed to be applying to our thing, isn't, then doesn't that leave us totally fucked? Because when we get the next tier of that bonus, we're really doubly fucked, because now we can't use this ability at all, basically. Feels absolutely critical to have clear tooltips here. Like there's no player in the entire universe who's sitting at home playing this like without like a fucking PhD in goddamn Pathfinder on his own, like figuring this out. No one's gonna have any clue. They're just gonna be clicking buttons and like Anyways, so I'm pretty sure full gather power doesn't do anything here. I just want to double check.
I'll split you in half.
Yeah, double action gather power there to reduce it for next round. I am going to accuracy buff him because I want to see the other things, like if trips happen and whatnot. Killer leopard.
Attack!
This bloodfire fever. That's ill. Okay, so we've discounted this by 2 because of this guy. Do I have to leave this on? We've already paid this cost. So now it says it's going to attack. Okay, but if we add bowling this turn, it should be 1 burn, right? Because bowling is cost 2, we're only getting a single discount on it. Okay, so I swing here, we're at 6 burn.
Out of my way!
Okay, metal blast went off, we're still at 6 burn, so this costs 0. So, no. Okay, we're gonna turn gather power off medium, we don't care about that now. I have a move action available. Can I now gather power low as my move action? If I end turn, does it do that automatically? Alright. So far, we drop to Infusion 4 to test bowling and metal without gather power. We can test anything you want here. I just what do we want to do from here? Right now, this would gather as a I mean, I'm not sure what you're asking though when you say drop to infuse. You think the bowling is just -1 for some reason? I think bowling is a free action that costs me nothing everywhere, regardless of what I'm doing. My understanding right now is this is 2 unmodified by anything. This is 0, probably 1 - 1 to get 0, but this is not being modified by anything. And that bowling is free. So I haven't seen anywhere where we've found bowling to cost more than 0. Now, I don't know why. I don't understand. That's what I was asking chat for clarification on. With small gather, bowling shouldn't trigger now. What? Why? What? You mean here because you think that would be us getting 3 burn? I don't know what you mean. Alright, I mean, we can switch over to Earthblade again, which takes our fucking half action annoyingly. Then turn this off, and then just wait around. Doesn't the game calculate this? The game applies numbers and tooltips seemingly at random.
A solid plan.
Which is part of the confusion for this class. Yeah. Alright. Alright, so here we are now so we've got our discounted blast, which cost 1 is discounted by 1 or possibly 2. And we've got bowling, which is 2 discounted by 1. So in this scenario, we should be causing 1 burn, right? Because it's 2 from bowling, 1 from regular kinetic blade. We subtract 2 from that to get 1. 3 - 2 is 1. These infusions and discounts don't double apply, right? Clearly discounted by 2. Well, let's not put clearly involved in any conversation in this. I don't know why you think it would be clearly discounted here, since blade costs 1, bowling infusion costs 2, that's 3. We have 2 single abilities that remove 1 each. So I don't know where you get clearly from. But that's certainly a triggering word in this context. Not given any burn since you started this test at all. Right. It does seem to be behaving in a manner that suggests it's discounted by 2. As it does not seem to give us burn. But God alone knows why that's the case. Certainly, clearly, doesn't describe why that's discounted. So here, I'm expecting to get 0 burn. But I'm suggesting we ought to be getting 1.
I don't like you.
Yeah, we got 0 burn. Alright, is there anything else I should test while we have the free combat test here? So is burning plus metal 1? Burning plus metal. I don't know if I know what that means yet. Let me go look what you mean when you say burning plus metal. Oh, bowling plus metal 1. Yeah, well, bowling plus metal right now should be 2 base because, well, it depends what we learn from metal. What it seems to be charging me is this seems to be 2 burn whenever I use this ability. And if I were to spend my time with gather power, it goes to 1. If I spend an entire turn gathering, it goes to 0. If I just cast it as is, it's 2. Bowling never seems to add anything whatsoever. You didn't try to trip. Did bowling even apply? That's a really fair ask. You're saying we need to let the troll stand up? How do I tell its current HP? Like, presumably eventually it will stand up. Although if we kill it, it will fall over again. Math behind the cost matter if the number of the blades tells you the burn. It does matter because it matters about the character advancement, right? If what has happened here, like gaining 1 burn on an attack round is pretty much not good enough, right? Like we can't realistically have our tank be accepting a burn per attack. It's too much HP damage. They lose max HP equivalent to your level times the number of burn. So like this guy's like a level 7. So every time I use burn, I take 7 HP damage, right? So I can't have an attack that never gets discounted. Now this attack is supposedly discounted by the tree advancement, right? As you go further up the class tree, this reduces in cost. So as you get higher level, you're supposed to be able to use your more powerful attacks at 0 cost burn. So if that isn't working properly, which seems to be what we're getting there, it does matter, right? If we figure that's what the fucking interaction is, then we basically go, oh, this class is not playable right now, it's too bugged. Go to real time, click yellow ability on level 16. Yellow ability, level 16. Okay. Find the class obtuse? Yeah, for sure. Test metal plus bowl plus low. Then check metal plus bowl plus... Well, we know what happens with that. Low makes it cost 1. Medium makes it cost 0, but takes 2 turns to act. So, but there is a good question. Does bowling only charge us when the trip goes off? And to be fair, we basically had like 2 fucking rounds in the game where the trip has gone off. Okay, yeah, we can try this as non-turn based. All right, I agree. Okay, everyone over here. Move him back over here. Could leave Niablos to tank this. Go. Well, it might not be a real... fuck. I can't. It might not be a real-time thing, or we just did 21 damage. So we have to wait a million rounds for the troll to get up. It may not be a bug thing. It's just if bowling only charges you when it hits, it'd be reasonable. I'm not sure that's the intended interaction of that, but it would kind of make sense. So we should get in, but I don't even know how that would work then. I guess it would only ever trigger on the 0 cost infusion because you can only, there's a maximum, we can only get a maximum of 2 or 3 burn right now, right? Yeah, right. I know, but you're only able to accept a certain amount of burn. So if that ability made it past the amount of burn we could trigger in a round, it just also wouldn't apply, and there probably wouldn't be a trip roll. All right, I think the troll hound's probably at about 1 million minus HP. Like, this ability just doesn't do shit, does it? This troll regen. Like, it's non-consequential. Like, half the storyline is based around the trolls, and you gotta shut them off with acid and fire, and you don't really. You just, if you ever want to finish the encounter, you just have to last hit them with fire. Okay. You go, troll. Wasting my buff timing. Can I heal it? Probably can't. Can you heal non-friendlies? Those mirror images.
A strike to be proud of.
Ah, I can heal him. Okay. All right. So we want to do what now? Why are we on real time? We're in real time to let him heal faster, right? We don't care about being in real time after that, I don't think. He's at quite a bunch of HP again. And we have another mirror image. Fine, we lost our blur. Why are we at 8? That's a really good fucking question. We're just standing there. How did we gain 2 more? We're now at max. So presumably nothing we ever do matters again otherwise. Because we can't add more. I guess if we ever succeed on a trip then... But it's yeah, okay, because this plus that should be 3. And we have discount of 2. So if we actually succeed on a trip, then we can rule out the idea that the rider is only charging us when it triggers. Right? I think. The only other thing I'm worried about is I'm worried that troll doesn't have enough health right now. Dude, why did it heal like 45 fucking times? Oh, like twice rather. So I'm really concerned about hitting it right now. We need to heal it again. It definitely says friendly. So it lets me target him and lets me cast, but doesn't hit him. Except when he's downed, in which case we can hit him.
I'll need to review this spell later.
Dude, we're never gonna get it to 25 health, like, ever. All right, we're not doing this now. We're gonna have to do another fight. It's gonna take too long to get the troll's HP up enough to even check on the trip thing, because we have to have it survive. Because the problem is if it doesn't survive the hit, and the hit does quite a lot of damage, if it doesn't survive the hit, it gets downed because of being prone normally, because it just dies, right? So the problem then becomes, if we ever want to see the trip roll happen, we got to have more HP. So we're gonna have to do another encounter, unfortunately. What did we just pick up? We pick up regular scale mail. Fuck that. Backdrop. You can attack your own party. We could probably test it there.
Knowledge is the key
I'm just not.
to victory.
I'd rather not have some weird interaction with friendlies. Like, there could be some horrible, like, fucking, like, hidden thing in there where, like, although you can attack your allies, you can't, like, trip them or something stupid. You know, I don't know. I'd rather be clear it's an enemy and worry about it that way. Yep, another heavy shield +1, sure.
I'll go ahead.
Anything else in this area? I don't want to derail the entire gaming experience by doing this, but I am very curious as to what the hell's going on. Because the problem with it is I can't make good informed decisions about how my character works if I don't, or what I need to do in a situation if I don't understand how my character works. I just turn that off or turn it on? I think I've clicked it twice.
Let's head out. Everyone counts on me.
I'm up for an adventure.
We should prepare.
Already been out there?
The path is clear.
Oh, no, I haven't. Another key, up to 3 now. Alright. We've scouted 2 balconies. There's still this central area, which we have to go through.
Lightly.
I'm beginning to be concerned that it's a bug, possibly with the Kinetic Knight variant. So it may not be an understanding of the mechanics. It may actually be a mechanics being ported into the video game problem, in which case watching shit's not going to help. Yeah, possibly house. Possibly. We need to just get a couple more tests, right? We need to see what happens when we use the 0 cost blade plus the trip, and when it hits the trip. And if that doesn't apply 2 burn, or at least 1 burn, then we have some questions.
I'll go ahead.
Isn't range kineticist much better? It misses the point a bit. Can't get in there. So am I just failing this? Is this like this middle mini puzzle chat of moving the dwarven runes around that I'm failing right now? Is that what's happening? You're missing the point in the fact that I don't want a ranged DPS class out of my kineticist. I want a melee tank with that. I need a tank. That's why we picked up that class. Can't get there from this map. Okay. That's fine too. What do these stupid runes do? I'm asking for spoilers. Do I need to do anything with them before I go? They're considered, oh, moon and sun disk. They have names too. What do I do about these? The puzzle for a chest. Okay, okay, I fucking despise puzzles. So I'm happy to have these just solved for me. Do I have to do anything to them now so I don't have to come back later? Just set them to the correct rune. How do I tell if it's the correct rune? Like just matching like the W with something? Like, or is it's just gonna let me know the orientation later and we can't know that until the book and I have to come back? Okay, that's fine. If it's gonna tell me later, I guess we can go with it later. You don't know why the normal blade always costs 0 when I don't gather power? I believe it's because the normal blade has a discount built into the class, the Earth Kineticist class. That shows up here, right? I can do this one last time. There's 2 discounts. There's this one, which makes Elemental Blade cost 0. Makes Kinetic Blade form Infusion cost 0 instead of 1. Then we have another discount, which supposedly applies to Infusions with a Blast. What the fuck that distinction means, I don't know, which also reduces by 1. Alright, we kind of need to rest because all of our buffs are down from all this talking, checking. Don't... I still have enough for 1 enlarge. Get double enlarges but no shield and then pass the shield wand around is probably okay. I don't have to go back down if I set them. Moonplate fish rune. Sunplate S rune. Okay, thanks. This is the moonplate fish rune. Wait, there's one of these that looks like a fish. I see a W there, or an M, and I see nothing else. I see 4 identical sides. How do I know it's fish rune? Oh. I see. It's a I didn't understand. I thought it was a piece rotating around. But this is fish moon right there. Cool, thanks. That's actually exactly what I wanted from you guys, so I appreciate it. Okay, we'll go over here and set this before I go down again. Yeah, I've been calling it a flawed gem, Marabou, because it has some really awesome gameplay, and then it has some really stupid mechanics. Sometimes game mechanics, sometimes bugs, some combination thereof. So I agree 100%. Running over there or what? Ever so slowly. Ever so slowly. Alright, S rune? Sure. F. W. Fish.
Let's head out.
And I love the fact that you translated that too. You're like, S and fish, and it absolutely looks like an S and a fish. Clearly is not an F and a fish, but that is good enough for me figuring out what you meant. Alright, see the next comment. With no gather power, Earth plus bowl forcing a trip should give you 1 burn. Yes, I agree, right? Because it should be blade, which is discounted to 0. Earth infusion, which is discounted by 1 from 2 to means I should get 1 burn. Now we're at, I think this is max burn right now, which means we can't do anything. We should just fucking rest because I A, need buffs, and B, like we can't test this until I get out of 8 burn. So we have to rest. All right, we're gonna rest for this. That much. Although I think we're a little low on rations, but we'll see. Okay. Gotten to set things up. We're okay. Alright. Why are you fatigued? We just literally fucking rested. What the fuck could he possibly be Fatigued. Just got up from a snooze.
Never stop learning.
Cleric. All right. Also have food. Bloodfire fever. Oh, it was a disease. So my cat having a disease can give it to my leader, my cleric, but I can't select the cat to know if it's still diseased. Only in combat. Okay. We got hit by the hound. The hound gives me a disease. Oh, have I just never been hit by a hound before this? Okay, I think we do have a cure disease, some spells somewhere. I don't know who has it exactly, but now I'm curious. This will be our first encounter with the disease. We have remove sickness. You quell feelings of illness and nausea. Saving throws against disease. We can suppress the duration of disease for 10 minutes per level, but it doesn't remove shit. Even though it's called remove sickness. Sometimes Pathfinder cracks me the fuck up, man. Alright, so when do we get remove disease? Highly different than remove sickness. We get this at level 3. What's the duration of the disease? Infinite? Onset 1 day, frequency once per day. Do I have any like potions of remove annoying disease? Dark skin, blur, light wounds, moderate wounds, cunning, age armor, wisdom, remove blindness, remove curse, restoration lesser. 2 consecutive saves to cure? Really? Twice in a row it's cured. Cure. 2 consecutive saves. What does treat do? Anything? You check exceeds the DC of the affliction is removed. Okay. You're the cat too. I don't know if the cat's still sick. I can either use a level 3 spell, or I can use the base ability that all characters start with. Or I can use a level 1 spell that doesn't do anything. I like that I have options. It's kind of weird, the types of options. Okay, sure. Alright. Buff up.
I shall not
And then
fail.
we will learn to love the kineticist again.
Our duty calls.
Battles await.
Savage lucky. So weird they gave me 2 bows in the same moment.
I need to concentrate.
No one stands in my way.
Also, why can I, oh, the bark sends off the armor, that's why I can.
Knowledge is the key to victory.
Everyone counts on me. I shall not fail. We should prepare.
I'm up for an adventure.
Yeah, we get that second
Let us
enlarge off.
bide
We
our
did.
time.
Great. Shit, I did the extended spell on accident. on mage armor, which is the worst one to use it on.
The road awaits.
Weapons, spells, poisons. The art of killing is so diverse these days. A shame
Our
one
duty
life is
calls.
not enough
All
to
right,
master them all.
I've got blur up. I think I'm missing mirror image, and I think we're good to go. Okay,
Everyone counts on me.
we have our first round of buffs out. There's immediately a troll hound. So what? What we wanted to check low burn count, right? So although I'd love to spam Flesh of Stone, we got our DR up. I can do that. We can count from 4. But we want to know from here what happens.
The road awaits.
I like having so many buffs. I like having them. I don't like casting them quite as much. I think you were probably asking, do I like casting them? The bold blades. Full
A
force.
solid plan.
We're gonna abuse the hound. So to do that, we need to kill other people, but not that. We want to try to land trip attacks on the hound, right? Nicholas is in an awkward... I guess this is just a single round attack, so it's okay.
Let's hear you cry.
Need to not do damage to the hound either, because unfortunately the hound will die.
Forwards.
And then we'll auto fall down. Okay, so this is a perfect test, right? We're at 0 burn. We've not gathered shit. We expect this to be 1 minus 1, which it's showing. We expect this to be 2 minus 1 if it applies. Turn off fighting defensively. I want to hit these.
Smear.
Okay, we gained 0 burn. That looks like the trip actually applied. So that theory is shot to shit now. 27. Okay, so let me just make sure this happened right. Tragic Booty hits the Troll Hound. Uses combat maneuver trip. Makes... Okay, that's an attack of opportunity from the guy falling down. Let's actually see the combat maneuver here. Target CMD is 28. We rolled a 14 and hit 35. Going through the forums to see if somebody was describing burn calculation problems, and it seems that the passive from Infusion Specialization is applying 2 times. This one? Okay. So on 5, Bowling Infusion is 0 plus discount. Only applied to infusion cost. Discount is only applied to infusion cost, so cost for Composite Blast is only discounted by gather power and discount. So this is supposed to hit them both once, but instead hits bowling twice and misses the other one entirely? Is that what you're saying the bug that is on the forums is about? Okay. But the downside of that means that anytime we would use a level 2 blast on a kineticist, the level 2 blast is always going to cost more burn than it should. Right? So bowling is currently cheaper than it should be, but would get discounted at level 8 to be free. But our extra damage metal blast is never going to do anything, because we're never going to be able to cast it, because it's always going to cost us base 2 minus half, best case scenario, minus 1 round of gathering, right? And is this just Earth Kineticist Kinetic Knight, or is this all Kineticists blast cost? Metal will you use what's 60. Now I don't actually care too much about his damage. That's kind of the one of the like why use this guy as an off tank. I like it because he's dwarf. I like it because he uses heavy armor. I like it because he's using DR as a damage reduction source as well as evasion. Those are the things I like about this character. And then I guess one of the upsides of being an earth kineticist is your regular attacks do fairly good damage. All right. But we did get those answered now. So we've got the behavior. The behavior is bowling is always free and will be free for the rest of the game for us, but metal is unusable, if I understand correctly.
Aim carefully.
Metal becomes free at 16. Why would metal become free at 16? There. Burn costs of all composite blasts reduced by 1. Well, it currently is 2. Doesn't that make it cost 1? Do you mean it's free with also level 1 with free when not moving, you're saying? Okay. You mean free with low. Chat, if I had taken the other one, so I went Earth, Earth here. If I'd gone Earth, Air, I would have 2 level 1 blasts. So I would have an Earth Blast or an Air Blast, and then I would have the composite Earth Air, but the Earth Air is still going to cost 2. Minor Gather Power is a free action. You're giving out misinformation. Minor Gather Power is not a free action, it's a move action. There isn't a composite for Earth and Air. I just example.
You should have run!
Well, does that change anything for us about the kineticist? I don't know if it does or doesn't. It just means I'm never using this, but I'm never using this anyways. It makes all the gather resources entirely pointless too, though. Since this is always free, so I don't need to gather to make those work, and this is always free because it's just fucking 2-1. So it essentially takes all of these gather mechanics over here and makes them pointless. And then it also takes our level 2 blast and makes that pointless. The question is, are the rest of the class characteristics interesting or different enough that we want to keep the class around? And the answer might be no. I don't know. It's certainly disappointing, but it is... I have been struggling to understand this, and you guys can understand why now after having looked at that. Kind of like, well, what the fuck is going on then? So now it's clear what's going on, but it's clearly a bug. Get more form infusions? Yeah. Well, maybe we'll play around with those and see what that's like. I would like to play the kineticist a bit more. Again, I like having a dwarf, I like having a heavy armor user, and I like having a different form of tank. All of that's good from my perspective of what we wanted to do. It's a little bit unfortunate how buggy.
Tread lightly.
Alright, chat. Speaking of, it's lunchtime. So I'm going to be back in a few minutes, and then we'll dive deeper into these dwarven runes. The mystery of the kineticist is solved. That's good. What do you guys want to look at? You want to look at that tree? You want to look at... All right. Fun with that? Back in a few. Alright, chat, I'm back. What we doing? We learned the kineticist. We learned that it's bugged. Awesome. This is why I'm so dubious of playing the pre-release of the other game right now. I'd rather give them time. This game was super buggy when it came out as well. So like, letting them have time to fix their game sounds really good. Kind of crazy they've done that with the other one.
Does anyone require my counsel? Keep your... I'll need to review this spell later.
Floor panel?
I'll go ahead.
Is there a door we missed there? Maybe. Need key. I have 3 keys and none of my 3 keys are good enough, huh?
Let us be careful.
Okay.
Strike!
We have literally 3 keys from the floor above. None of them open this. Door over there. Okay, we missed 2 doors. That's fine. Okay. Do I get a percentage of PKA for being one of the revolving hosts? I've been on there 21 times. 4-hour recording sessions. No. No. I don't. I do not get a percentage of the fee for being there, unfortunately. Alright. Why can't I charge this thing? Because it's not hostile?
The path is clear.
Pretty hostile to me.
Eludes me.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, troll looks familiar. He's the one who greeted you at the layer's entrance. You believe his name was Jason. He and some other trolls are surrounded by a gang of kobolds. Noticing you, he turns and bares his teeth. Borba came already. You liked killing troll and kobold, Borba. Now Jason kill you. I mean, we could try to convince him that we did try to broker peace. I don't need to kill shitty trolls. How do we know he's killed many villages? It's just like we accuse his entire race of that and he's to blame. I told him that we tried to broker peace. King Hargolka gave Jason hope that Borba and Troll could live in peace. Now I took that hope away. Trouble dies now by your hand, but not your fault. He's sorry. Call him a traitor, call him a coward. It means nothing now. He will not fight, turns and leaves. Yeah, Troll boy. Alright. Jason, deserter. Troll, menace. Okay. Men's Tartuk, men's peace, men's death. Oh! A legend? Uh-huh. That's what my wife says too. Exactly that. Thanks for sentiment, man. Alright. Jump in on the archer. Deleting trolls. Oh, hold on. Who's next? Chat. We've got such a good move next turn. Alright, ready? We've been waiting for this for our entire lives. A number of underleveled enemies. Utilizing a spell that we don't really have a reason to carry around, but we've been carrying around for just this moment. Time, chat. Yay. Podcast. Yeah, it was about as underwhelming as I've been expecting it to be, but it is still glorious. Okay. The guys over there, I guess I should tank them too, huh? Alright. Why the fuck are we way back here and getting sneak attacked? Thaddeus, no! Never in range. You can use the command, Sergeant Joe, if you're interested in checking it out. It's just it's a podcast that I've been on a lot of overlap in my viewers and their viewers, apparently. At this point, anyway. All right, who's this? This is Tragic Booty. Get our burning up to 4. Get in there. And alright, Brackus took some damage. We got some, I mean, more AoE damage would be good in this fight. There's a lot of shitter kobolds. It would kind of be nice to do that. I think we have a single. Did I not take one? I've lost it on one of the respecs. thought we had like fire hands or something, but not on this guy. I guess it's the Sork maybe. Anyways. What do we have for scrolls? We've got a lightning bolt in there somewhere. Action from communal is okay here. Bless scroll. We're probably bless buffed already. What is divine power? So the slightly longer answer is no. We don't have shit for AoEs. We could AoE. We could throw an AoE fireball over here. Throw another fireball. We have to roll against it. We have good UMD on this character, but not good actual amounts because of the -2 off the charisma. A bit of a scam, isn't it? You don't have to check it or don't check it, Joe. If you're just curious what it is, that's what it is. No obligation there. Not trying to be like, hey, go watch it because I'm on it kind of deal. Just saying. Trying to answer your question is all. Maybe we could. Are we anti? We delay poison buff. Oh fuck that. We'll just stinking cloud them and win the game. The kobolds. How's their fortitude? +3. Get fucked. Dude, I want to spend that resource here. Such a clear fuck you to the kobolds. All right, fine. Not expecting Stinking Cloud to do a lot for us versus trolls who have huge fortitude, but it should crush kobolds. And then Thaddeus should clean up with Cleave in this fight, right? Get breath on Diablos later? Yep. Can. Alright, I want to be closer on Miklas. There seems adequate. Ooh, Troll Rock Thrower. We haven't encountered a Troll Rock Thrower before. Tossed a rock at us. What level are you, Troll Rock Thrower? 6. Interesting. Okay. How many of these things failed their cloud rolls? Quite a lot, but not all of them. Go sit on the Sork, the Shaman. Alright, Diablos can get in there and tank. These guys all poisoned. Stinking Cloud, Stinking Cloud. Yes, we're getting no attacks of opportunity. Let's move over there and start attacking this guy.
Attack!
Yeah. Dude. Don't be like that. Alright, so we got that one. We could probably kill that with Brachus. Kobold Blades. They are a little bit higher level 5s. AC of 25. I want to... Do we have greater finishing cleave on Thad yet, or no? I know we were talking about taking it. I'm not sure we ended up taking it. Blind fight, great cleave, and outflank, but we don't have greater finishing cleave. Too bad. This would be like an insta, like, kill the entire team if we hit kind of deal. But still, we want to move in here and cleave. Get a fuck ton of attacks still. Yeah, that's what I want to see. We want to start by cleaving the troll. Dude, cleave is the most fun build. It's definitely not the best, but it's fucking glorious. Alright, how many hits did we get? Okay. So this whole, like, you see how far I'm scrolling up, chat? Our attack roll starts there. We use cleave. We hit the troll. We attack a kobold. Hit the troll for 40. We attack a kobold, we miss it. Nope. Attack a kobold, we hit it. Deals 36 to the sentinel. Cleaving finish kills the sentinel, which apparently activates cleaving finish, which attacks again, which hits, which deals 38. Cleave continues down here, hitting another 40, another 39, then a 74. Killing 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. We killed 4 kobolds and hit the troll. Dude, cleave feels good. That's a feel good ability. Yeah. Now for the finishing move, the most powerful of attacks. We're gonna trip this troll. I'm ready.
Out of my way!
Trip either passed or failed. We don't know which. He was apparently acided. I don't remember aciding him, but that's fine. Not let Baracus get pegged by a fucking troll rock or something. I'm pretty sure the guy cast on the leopard failed his defensive roll and then died to the leopard's counterattack. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. The leopard crit him and killed him. Okay. Oh, there's a guy over here. I forgot about this guy.
Run them through.
This is that fucking shit bow accuracy with Devour. Like, Devouring Bow, like, we really want to swap that if we can remember, because we don't want that. Versus anything small and AC heavy, we absolutely don't want that. Out of range of charge. We're going after this one instead. Oh, they're out of range of charge in all directions. Disaster. This is the heavy armor. I wondered about that. Maybe at some point we can get some like good medium armor that doesn't like fuck my movement. So sad being that slow. You can't get to either again. Alright. Yeah, I know I can get it to work with medium. Like, there's not a lot of his mechanics that are based around having more AC than it's nice to have a little bit of backup AC on him, right?
Let's hear you cry.
Survived a hit from 31. Feels bad. Okay. Bites my cat. Like, that's a reasonable thing. Cleaver's leveling fighter. He's leveling two-handed fighter, which I don't think gets that.
A solid plan.
Don't hold back!
I guess we're trying to coup de grace it. Okay.
Die!
Hey. Alright. 2 fireballs. Or a fireball and whatever else. Has to work like crossbows. And from law. Up a belt of dex 2. Masterwork. Work. Work. Oops, the regular one. Any of these magic that I can see? No? Okay. I think we're good for that then. Chest in the room. Dwarven hat. We learned about fishes.
Tread lightly.
The archer got for us some stuff over there. Regular short bow though. Okay. Dude, yeah, we give up. So the fighter questions are about that, right? So this is the fighter hybrid. What we're giving up is some of the other fighter based stuff, but what we get in return is this fucking sweet bad boy. And one more level we get backswing. Means we get double strength bonus on our damage rolls. So feels good. We already have it on single attacks, but not on full action attacks. I think we're mostly using single attacks, so it might not even be relevant to anything right now. I guess it's relevant to charge.
Over there.
Oh, we found a whole fucking wall. Nice.
Observe the others. Learn from their mistakes
Never
before
stop
they
learning.
learn from yours. We should prepare.
Ooh, full of treasure. Full of shitty treasure. Another unidentified light crossbow. Let's see if it did anything special. Right. Shock light crossbow. And 1d6 electricity damage. I think we're using a heavy crossbow on our... $2d10 versus... Doing 2 to 11 versus 3 to 15 seems like a win. All right. The cleric used the heavy crossbow. I think he can. I don't think we've ever taken an offensive action with our cleric. But if we were so inclined, we could do that. I don't think I am so inclined. We even have a +3 on it. I don't like that it's elemental damage.
I'll go ahead.
I wonder if we failed a perception roll in there or not. We might have. Alright, any other doors? Doors. Weren't there 2 doors in the main room? There were. It looks like it's going to the same spot, but let's just double check.
Completed.
Interesting.
Alright, speaking of, let's get our fucking perception check out again too.
Done.
Okay. Run over that.
I need to concentrate.
I shall not fail.
Knowledge is the key to victory.
The road awaits.
How come he doesn't use it? Sometimes I don't know how to control the ledger hand. Sometimes it goes and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes I want it to and sometimes I don't. Doesn't seem amazingly consistent yet.
Does anyone require my counsel?
Everyone counts on me.
I'm up for an adventure.
Our duty calls.
Alright, some traps.
Completed.
Right.
Let us be careful.
Rolls. There's one more trap? No? Okay.
We should prepare.
Field's still up for 10 more seconds. We're close to needing a halfway rebuff.
This will be quick.
Hey. Ooh, branded troll, roll. 2 archers, or an archer and a boomsayer. I think the boomsayer was really annoying last time. He was AoE disabling us. Not a bad stinking cloud, but it's not a particularly amazing one either. Plenty of trolls for low accuracy targets. The wizard. We could do either a slow or a haste here. Probably get plenty of damage out of it. Got 2 haste resources. Let's just good surprise round spell. Try to spread out. Do we ever use fireball until now? My actual wizard can't use fireball because it's prohibited list for them. So that was our tank who cast the fireball. So we don't use fireball very often because we don't have a good caster of fireball. One shot by Tragic Broody. That tripped the troll. Cleric buffing Nicholas and moving over. With scooting forward. Debuffing the branded troll. What's going on with these calls, man? You guys get like insane amounts of spam calls these days. Like all number spoofing from like the area code of your cell phone service. Of the area code that is your cell phone number. I'm getting like insane amounts, like so annoying. I'm getting like multiple per day. Really irritating. All right, we want to, and the thing is, I would really like to charge that. I don't know how. I don't know if. How do I know if charge propagates cleave? I know it will with the other cleave. I want to charge this guy. I guess I don't. I guess I just move. Oh, I can't just move because it's this round. Yeah, I'm the same way, Friday. Like where my phone, the area code of my phone, like there's only like one person I talk to back there. Yeah, bliss. Yeah. Alright, so we need to do acid damage to the down troll. We just failed at. Okay. Alright, going after the Boomsayer seems good with the trip attack too. Tripping the troll is pretty solid though. Maybe we could go over here and trip the troll from like right there.
I don't like you.
Okay, kill it. Still needs acid. Die. No, we must have hit it with a Miklas attack. Currently, the troll is not okay. I just accuracy buff that already. I think we need to accuracy buff there. Three landlines and 2 mobiles. You've never had an unwanted thing. Did it just cast on me? Yeah, it did. Lucky you, man. I don't know if it's an American thing. It's kind of recent. Last year or 2.
Run them through.
Nicholas just destroying things with that acid bow. It's so weird that it chose this. Any idea how it chooses the targeting on the second attacks? Is it just distance? Because it chose to shoot at 2 prone trolls instead of the up Boomsayer. Now he killed them with the acid portion of the bow, which is great, but still ridiculous. Yeah, that's the stun disabling Thad.
Aim carefully.
Let's hear you cry.
This unfortunately this map has been a little bit easier than I was hoping for after yesterday's super sweet difficulty. Maybe it gets harder as we find like